Hi. This is a bit of a different format, but I'm just gonna talk. So, I don't know how I feel about my YouTube channel. All I've been doing has been uploading Swigo stuff, Grand Arena, and the progress of my roster, which is fine. It's great. It's doing all right. And my goal is to have a roster where I don't depend on Galactic Legends to take on Galactic Legends. That's really the goal of the roster, the long-term goal. I've met a couple of roadblocks and I've made quite a few mistakes on my roster in order to, well, it's not ideal. Let's just put it that way. Now, I've also wanted to upload other content. I want to be able to provide value in some way to you guys, the viewers. I want to find a way to give back. I'm just incredibly grateful for all of the support I've gotten. So I'm going to express that as well. Thank you very much. But how do I express it without just saying thank you? I don't have a big enough community or enough of an income to give back by doing giveaways or anything like that. Maybe roster reviews, but I'm also looking to expand the channel so that I'm not just a Swigo content creator. I could be playing a lot more Fallen Order, getting myself right to Star Wars Jedi Survivor, but I keep getting distracted. Every time I turn on my PlayStation, instead of playing Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order, I keep turning on Bloodborne. Bloodborne is just such a good game. I've beaten the main story 3 different times on 3 different types of builds. A skill priority and strength priority and a blood tinge build. I'm also working on an arcane build, and I'm looking to complete that. I'm not quite the most skilled player, nor am I the smartest person out there. I'm really not all that bright. But I do enjoy the game a lot more than I don't. I'd love to upload some Bloodborne, but I want to become a little bit better of a player, and my goal is to platinum the game. I just have to go through the Chalice dungeons and finish that part, but I've heard so much negativity about the Chalice dungeons, so I'm been a little nervous to jump into them. If this is just a bunch of jargon that you guys don't understand, that you could skip forward. I'm venting. That's about it. I am venting. I don't do much outside of working and my YouTube content, so not like I have a very interesting life I lead to show you guys that stuff. I do compete in jiu-jitsu every once in a while, and I do go to train jiu-jitsu. I'm not great. I think it's fun, and competitions are always good to test your skills against people that don't know your game, right? Because when you train with somebody 3 days a week, every week, people start to know what you're good at and how to counter that, so you have to adjust your game accordingly. When you go to a competition, it's not exactly the same, because nobody knows what you're good at and what you're not good at until they've seen you roll at least once. There was one competition I went to where I did one good roll, and I have a strong guard game. So the next opponent that I had could hear their coach saying, "He has a really good guard, careful of that." Which, I mean, that's one hell of a compliment. If anybody is curious and would like to see how I've done in competition, then I'll throw a link for that down in the description. I've uploaded a few of them onto an alternate YouTube channel because I felt that that type of content was just not relevant to the stuff I was making on this channel. Maybe I should look on setting up my own personal goals and things that I would like to achieve, and have you guys hold me accountable. Like, I'm a 6 foot tall guy, but I'm only like 150, 155 pounds. I'm significantly underweight for my size. And part of that is just because I don't work out. I don't eat enough, which that's just laziness. That's what that is. But if I were to set up a goal to work out once a week or every week, to build up muscle, less mass and more strength, because I don't need to be necessarily 175, 185 pounds of muscle on top of this. I just need to strengthen what I have and become stronger, right? I just feel weak. I feel feeble. And for somebody who's approaching the age of 30, I want to get in some better habits before I am old and feeble and actually start breaking things. Maybe walks more often or something. I mean, I got a good view. This tree here used to have a whole bunch of apples all over it, but that was earlier in spring. What would you like to see? Let me know which games you would like me to play. I'm going to keep working on the Swago content that I do regularly, but there's got to be something else I need to add to it, because I'm losing motivation. Swago is great, but I'm obviously not all that great at it, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I just need something else to shake up the monotony. I did help my grandfather a couple days ago with milling some wood. Maybe should have taken some videos of us doing that. That would have been something interesting, something different. Could just ask my grandfather to tell me some stories and become a storyteller through him. Because, well, the man has lived a lot of life in his 80 years. And he has a lot of stories. Back in his trucking days, back in his mining days, he used to own a Moats Landing camp, which I'll throw up a couple of pictures for that one. Used to be a beautiful camp. Then he sold it to Trevor, I believe. And they made some adjustments to the camp and painted the cottages and everything in different colors, brownish colors, from the white and blue and reds that they were. I don't know. Just It ain't the same anymore. Then again, I was like 10 when my grandparents sold it, so maybe I'm just looking at it with nostalgic rose-colored glasses. I fully believe that if my grandparents didn't sell it when they did, or if I was old enough, I very likely would have quit school and helped to run the camp, and that's what I would have been doing for a living. I have so many good memories of the camp. Alright, now we're running down the track, part of the track that I have not seen yet. Something tells me we're not in Kansas anymore. The birds don't really seem to care. Stand nice and close, just kind of out of view. Wonder if we'll have a train coming. The trains do pass by here every, I'd say about 2-3 times a day. So as long as I'm not completely stuck in my head, I should hear the trains long before they hit me. And if they don't, well, that's gonna be the last video you guys ever see. Sorry. What did I just smell? It was definitely a flower. Check it out, guys. Wild raspberries. There's not a great amount, many of them. There's a bunch of there. See all of these raspberry bushes? But they seem to be all rather plucked or dried out. And a few more over here. I'm not 100% sure what these are, but I think they're snake berries. Not going to risk eating those. Wow, a whole bunch of raspberry bushes. There was one beautiful red raspberry. Just gotta listen, pay attention to your environment. And I found a trail. Do I continue down the track or do I come back to the trail? I don't know. But look at that red, it's beautiful. A little bit early in the year to be seeing this much red, I would think. Even these here. It's just the start of July. Why are you turning red already? Mind-blowing. Alright, we'll continue down the track today. And if you guys want me to explore down the trail, then leave a comment down below. Oh, what are these? What are these? What are these? These are intimidating. They almost look like blueberries, but these are way big to be blueberry plants, blueberry bushes. So, yeah, I'm not sure I would trust these. Quite deceiving. Quite deceiving. Typically, I'm not a you should be walking on your own type of guy, but I ain't got no friends, so I'm taking you with me. And because I'm holding the cameraman never die. So even if I run into a moose or a bear, I'll be fine. In theory. Field down there, so we're not even deep in the bush anyway. We're on a train track, for God's sakes. Alright, so we've been walking for a good 20 minutes, nearly half an hour. Nothing too special. I would very much like to know where the trail goes, but I am not walking this track for over an hour. Well, not in one direction. Not with the preparedness that I have, where I don't even have a bag with me for water. I don't have... I ain't got nothing with me. I should probably prepare better for a little hike. And honestly, maybe that would be a good video idea. Hikes of Northern Ontario, you know? We got a few really, really beautiful trails up here. And this isn't technically even a trail. That one trail, I'm guessing probably led into private property. There's a possibility. A lot of mountain ash. Earlier I saw some sugar plum trees, but there are other trees that look kind of like sugar plum trees, but are not the same. So I'd have to double check and make sure I know what I'm looking at. That's one thing I'm gonna have to do again, is study the foliage I have around me and recall which ones were safe and which ones were dangerous. Look, there are red ones. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. Yum 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 yum. Eat your fruit, people. Eat your fruit. I'm a wild animal. Yum 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 yum. I found the jackpot for raspberries. The little bug was like, "That's my berry, bitch." I'm like, "No, go away. That's mine." Yum 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 yum. All right, moving forward. Like that is why I say, right, these trails probably lead onto private property or something. Just gotta find out which ones go onto private property and not walk those trails. Last thing I need is a trespassing fine because I accidentally walked something that I shouldn't have. I don't know, it looks like a golf course. Ah, it does look like a golf course. Maybe I'll get down there. 1 minute. Just give me a couple of minutes to find a way down there. It's absolutely incredible just how quickly the bushes here in Canada get overgrown. Like, what do you see out there? Bush. And past that bush is more bush. And then there's more bush. Right? Like, there's a lot of bush. But just over that little bit of brush, there you go. A golf course. I did mention that my video was going to be weird format and not necessarily going to have any direction. Excuse me. But this is me being real with you. And you, and you, and you, and you in the back too. And just want to be honest, be true. Oh, there's people playing golf. Not necessarily my sport of preference. I'd prefer wrestling or jiu-jitsu, any sort of martial art, honestly, over this. And then my favorite, I haven't done this one in a long time, rock climbing. Rock climbing is so much fun. There are a lot of mountainous, rocky areas here where I'm at, but most of them have been mined, so we got a lot of loose rock, which is not necessarily good for a climber. Look at this. See? Those might be sugar plums. I think that is a sugar plum tree. The bugs have been getting to it, so definitely sugar plum. Not the smartest thing to do. If you don't know what it is, you shouldn't be shoving shit in your mouth. Do as I say, not as I do. It was one, if I'm sick or dead in the next few days, then you know that was something else, not sugar plum. Oh my goodness. Now the sun's come out and it's hot. It's hot. We got some field over in that direction, golf course in that direction, and train tracks still ahead of me. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to go right around this bend, find out what's around here. You can see how the tracks are turning. And after that, then I'm going to turn around and go home because I am not going to go too far without direction. Otherwise, I'll become like a lost dog that chased a truck too far. Now I don't know where I go. Anyway, this has been nice. I'm glad I could do this and chat with you guys and give you guys a whole little insight onto my thought process, onto who I am. I'm not special in any way, shape, or form. I'm not better than anybody. I'm just a moron with an opinion. That's basically it. There ain't much more to that to me than that. You know, I've lived a little bit of life though. I may not have graduated college, but I do have a college experience where I was in college for a year, pre-health sciences, and I ended up living with people that were drug dealers. That That wasn't exciting. I told them they were doing stupid shit and that if they keep dealing the way that they're dealing, we were gonna get robbed. We got robbed twice at gunpoint. That was fantastic. I had a shotgun in my face. And then the dipshit dealer guy, we'll call him, fuck, what was it? We'll call him Charlie. Charlie, the fucking moron, turns around and says, "Don't you train in MMA? Why didn't you use your Muay Thai?" I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not gonna go swinging punches when a guy has a gun into my fucking face. Are you retarded? There were 5 of them. There was one of me. One of them had a shotgun in my face. One of them had a handgun in his hand. And the other one had a fucking 5-pound mallet. I'm not gonna fuck with that. As much as of a badass I would like to think I am, I'm not gonna hand 1v5 when somebody has a fucking weapon with them. No, no thank you. That's how people get stabbed, shot. I'm a moron with an opinion. I'm not fucking stupid most of the time. Wow, that brought up a lot of anger out of me. Woo. Calm down. It's past. It's behind us. I'm getting raindrops on me. Like, the sun is directly above me here, and I'm feeling rain. I was also abused as a child. Nothing to do with family. Family had nothing to do with it. It was a neighbor. SA for 3-4 years. Man tried to end my life. And then I didn't talk about it and pretended nothing happened until the age of about 17 or 18. Then, I don't know, something happened and the doors of trauma opened up and... Alright, I went around the bend. I'm gonna turn around soon. And yet, here I am, still walking. Anyway, yeah, the doors of trauma opened up when I was like 17. I went to therapy a few times. I was hospitalized twice. And I probably need to get another therapist. Let's be honest. You guys have seen how angry I am in my videos, and that's not normal. I'll be completely honest, that's not normal. So maybe I need to get another therapist. Maybe I need to take something. But every time I've taken medication, it doesn't end well. I was put on antidepressants and actually started cutting. Monarch. Stop for a minute, my love. Look at how beautiful that is. Is she gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. Alright, back to what I was saying. Where was I? Alright, I took medications. I was put on antidepressants, ended up injuring myself, which obviously that's not good. As well as I was put on antipsychotics. What were they? Seroquel? I think that's what they called it, Seroquel. It was only like 25 milligrams, like a very small amount. And it was the weirdest thing. The best I could explain it is, If you have an internal dialogue, which I know not everybody does, but if you have an internal dialogue, typically it's a monologue for most people, it quiets that voice completely and you hear nothing. I'm used to having like whispers in the back of my head or whispers back here that I can't identify. It silenced all of those, but it also silenced the internal monologuing of like my own voice thinking. I couldn't even hear myself think. It was so quiet. That was an eerie feeling. I've never taken those again since. Like, that was messed up. So I tend to self-medicate by smoking marijuana. But even that isn't necessarily the smartest of things, and it's not working to a proper degree. Like, I need to get a professional and talk about my trauma and the shit that I've gone through. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at all the red. Look at all the red. I'm gonna sit here and have a snack time. I am indeed. But I can't really afford therapy. The drugs obviously never worked for me. And I try to let my anger out, specifically in the gym where I'm not going to hurt anybody. Because they're going to tap before I ever get to a point of breaking their arm or putting them to sleep or dislocating their shoulder, tearing a limb. And I would feel so bad for doing any of those, right? Like, I'm not there to hurt people. I'm there to learn and also to release frustration in the safest manner possible. When I was hospitalized, they gave me a couple of different diagnoses. PTSD, obviously. And, go away, that's mine. STPD. For any of you who don't know what that is, that's, basically low-end schizophrenia. STPD is schizotypal personality disorder. So, I don't get full-on hallucinations or anything like that. But I do have the voices in my head. And I do believe in things that psychologists just put into account as a schizo type of thing. I have been put as, like, conspiracy theorist, if you haven't been listening to the video. And, esoteric. I believe in angels and demons and I've had experiences that I cannot explain. Alright, this will be a night turnaround point. Massive bushels. I will bring a cup next time. I'll fill my cup with the extra raspberries from down here. Anyway, let's move on from that, because that's a bit of a dreary subject. Nobody really wants to listen to that shit, nor am I looking for some sort of sympathy or empathy or anything like that. I'm venting, alright? Let me talk. If you want to throw your sympathies on there, great. I'm not going to dismiss them. But that's not the purpose of this. That's not the reason why I talk about it. I just think it's easier for people to understand who you are if they understand the experiences that you've had. I've had experiences in which have led me to be bitter. I'm angry. I try not to be, and I try to be as open as possible, but I'm also stubborn, and I'm kind of set in my ways. So to overcome that, it ain't going to be a walk in the park, I guarantee that. But it's going to be a journey. It's going to take time. And it's probably going to need some sort of professional help. I follow Christ. Ideally, I would like to share the word in a way that's not necessarily invasive, but still spreads the word, right? Like, I don't want to be like, quote from the Bible, and you will all die and burn, or some shit like that. But, like, I would rather, like, was it Psalm 120? Probably not. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me through green pastures. He leads me to still waters and green pastures. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. I'm going strictly off of memory, so I'm probably butchering it and more paraphrasing what it says. But if I were to have a theme, for example, for my videos, it would be like, the Lord will bless his people with peace. Have that as a theme, or as a little scripture written on the bottom at the end of my video. So I'm not going to dig too deep into that. We'll move on to another subject. So last week we were out at Twin Lakes, my colleague and I, working and cleaning the windows of a very nice lodge, nice home by the lake, cabin in the woods type of thing. Anyway, I'm cleaning the windows on one side of the building, and my colleague is cleaning the windows on the other side, and I come around the corner, and he quickly turns his head, and he like lifts and braces himself for a half second, and he's like, oh shit, I thought it was a bear coming around the corner. I'm like, roar, yeah, I'm such an intimidating bear. So we have ourselves a little chuckle. We finish up at that cabin and put our stuff away. Jump into the van and drive maybe 500 feet. And there was a yearling cub right on the side of the road. He ran into the bush and obviously didn't bother us. We were in the van, but kind of funny to to notice a bear right there, not 10 minutes later than when he was joking to me about seeing a bear. I need to get my driver's license back. That's been something that's been frustrating me a lot too. Oh, the frustrations of life. Everybody trying to get in your goddamn pockets. So yeah, I'll be trying to get my license back. And then on top of that license, I'm going to want to get my boating license, since being here in Canada, we live in the country with one of, if not the most amount of lakes on the planet. All freshwater lakes too. So just makes sense to have my boating license. And I'm far enough out into the bush where I should get my hunting license. I would very much like to hunt my own meat. It would be very nice. The only potential issue is I can't get my FAC, my firearms carrier. And the reason why I can't do that is because I've been hospitalized. People think initially people thought I was a psychopath, some sort of sociopath, that I was going to become a serial killer, you know? The one time I was hospitalized, bitch nurse ended up calling me fucking Dexter. What? Just because I'm a redhead? And I'm in pre-health sciences. That's nice. So, because I was so heavily under the radar there, I chose against going towards forensics. But I still need to get my hunting license. And just because I can't have a gun doesn't mean I can't hunt. There are plenty of weapons that you could use to hunt that aren't necessarily needing a gun. I'm a little more primitive myself, so I'd probably want to use a bow regardless. I'd be okay with a compound. Aside from that, what else did I need to do? I recently got my fishing license, so I don't need to get that. Gotta catch myself some pickerel, some walleye, pike, some perch, and some bass. Maybe even some trout, possibly. We do have a lot of different lakes that have trout. It's just a matter of getting to them. If you guys would be interested in any fishing videos, and let me know about that. That would be interesting for me as well. Well, I think that's pretty well everything. Gotta get my driver's license, need my boat license, fishing's already done, hunting license. Yeah. That's pretty well all the licenses that I should need for now. I'll need my working at heights, but that's work related. Holy crap, that sun has gotten so blistering hot, and I'm wearing black. Frig. I did not land on the right side of the gene pool. My sister took all the smarts. You know what would be really interesting? Training my cat to go on walks with me. I know some people are like, why would you take your cat for a walk? Just let it be an outside cat. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, my cat ain't the brightest. And my neighbor's cat's already been mangled a few times in his rear leg. And I don't want that shit to happen to my cat. So I would rather, if my cat goes outside, they stay close to me, and I take them for a walk. Just an idea. Does anybody know how to train a cat to go for walks? I would have to collar, harness, and leash train my cat. I'd appreciate any tips if anybody could give me some for that.